of the milestones that we are aiming to achieve by the end of this year is to have a system which is available for anyone, because we are not trying to divide the users into people who have money, who don't have money, into institutions. We try to make it available for everybody. So we would recommend that, but it comes with a lot of things that people have to consider. First of all, they need to understand very specific conditions which are associated with those programs.
Hello everyone, my name is Agata Walendowska and here we are in the second season of Startup Stories. It's gonna be amazing time full of interesting conversation and amazing people. Today, my first guests of the second season are Lesław Pawlaczyk, CEO, and Rafał Kaniewski, CEO of Recogify startup, whose goal is to create an artificial intelligence system that will support doctors in screening eye disease based on digital photo of the eyes. So, hello guys, thank you for being here, and how are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
Hello, I am very good. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for being here and for your time. So my first question is, what does Recogify startup do?
Recogify is a startup which is founded for the purpose of helping a screening program for early detection of diseases such as diabetic retinopathy or glaucoma, or other issues related to blindness, early stages of blindness that can happen within a broader society. The idea came from Mr. Rafał, who asked me if I have any kind of interesting research done in the past. And when I looked into my past research, it turned out that there is this research that was done around 20 years ago during my PhD thesis, where I worked on segmentation and classification of retinal images, and we thought that it might be a good idea for a startup.
Okay, that's great. So how did you meet? So how the idea of that startup, how you came up with the idea, with the process, so how it's all beginning?
So it happened around 2 years ago, when we were met up by a friend of ours who was working on a different startup idea. And during that conversation we had between me and Rafał, it turned out that Rafał has a lot of experience in working as a project manager for his customers, where he manages projects funded by European Union. And he was looking for some other options of maybe setting up a startup. And during those conversations, it turned out that it might be a good idea to start cooperating. And from just a basic idea, which was I don't know, exchanged during conversations around 3 years ago, we decided to do a research to see how much of this idea is already present on the market. And it turned out that there weren't too many companies doing it. And we thought that it might be a good spot for us to maybe start applying for European Union funds for setting up a new company.
Okay, but why did you choose that field? Why the artificial intelligence in just eye disease? Why this topic you choose?
It's a very good question. So my research and professional interests always evolved around artificial intelligence. Since my studies at Salesian University of Technology, I was very kind of enamored and excited by the idea of computers being able to think. So after my master thesis, I worked on the university as a teaching assistant, and I had the opportunity to cooperate with very good scientists from our department, where more and more knowledge transpired to be available for me to learn. And since that time, I started treating AI as a hobby for many years. But as I was trying to follow the recent advances in that technology, I was always very kind of interested in seeing artificial intelligence being used in real life. And I think this opportunity of using artificial intelligence in eye diseases detection was one of the very good examples of application of this technology and how this technology could actually change human lives and prevent early stages of blindness.
Okay, and if the popularity of AI in today's its affects your startup is thanks to the development in the last few years, it became more popular, more easier to develop your idea, or that development of IA doesn't have really matter for you?
It's a very good question. So it definitely helps us that over the last 3 to 5 years, there were many advances in the technology of AI, and many things that were very difficult to do maybe 20 years ago, the things that were already in early stages of scientific research were only possible to be done by the most advanced and I think richest entities that could, for example, set up computations for this artificial intelligence. But in the recent years, the advancement in this technology of actually being able to do those calculations within artificial intelligence on your home computer provided us with the option of actually using these approaches which were developed many years ago now just in a home environment without having to apply for grants to expensive research computing facilities. So definitely it did help. At the same time, it also, I think, allows us to broaden our the knowledge about us, because as AI is now a very trendy topic, any companies which have anything to do with AI definitely are on the spot. So we kind of managed to capture our 5 minutes, I would say. And it's just possibly a coincidence, but at the same time, a very good timing.
Okay, so you just have lucky and you were in the right place in the right time. And how did you use the artificial intelligence in your startup?
Again, very good question. So artificial intelligence tries to mimic the way humans think. Over the many years, computers try to follow the basic patterns of inference and thinking and making decisions. And those patterns of how we as humans think were very difficult to replicate in real life. And because over the last couple of years, the amount of computing power that is available for people like me, Rafał, or anyone who have their own computers with graphics cards that they can play games. It turns out that those computers where you can play games can as well be used for scientific research. Recent popularity of those graphic cards was used in crypto mining, where people were mining for bitcoins and things like that. But in my opinion, mining bitcoins is probably a waste of electricity. Why not use this electricity for computing useful artificial intelligence models, which can then be used to speed up the process of diagnosis of eye diseases in retinal images. So I would say, in shortcut, the application of AI comes from the fact that current models of AI are able to mimic how we humans see, how we make decisions, and how doctors make their decisions.
Okay, so that's pretty amazing how they all work in your startup. And what kind of eye disease can be found on the base of that digital photos, and how it work?
Okay. For many years, capturing digital photos of human eye, specifically the back of a human eye, was very expensive. In the early 2000s in Poland, there were only a few places that people could go and screen their eye using so-called fundus cameras. Those fundus cameras were very expensive. They cost around $100,000. So maybe at the beginning of 2000s, there were just 2 or 3 places across the whole country that people could go to and screen their eye. So that was very limiting factor for availability of making those pictures. Currently, those fundus cameras are much cheaper and they are much more available. And using fundus cameras, we can take pictures of our retina, and on the retina, which is the back of our eye, you can see different anatomical elements. Most basic ones are vessels, which are basically the same vessels that are used to transport oxygen in our bodies. And also there are other elements such as optic disc and optic cap plus a fovea. These are the main components of our sight, where the whole sight happens, and the damage which happens to any of those anatomical elements can have a profound effect on our vision. So quite often those changes happen very subtly. They do not occur in huge steps. So specifically, if we can capture those changes at a very early stage, we can then maybe say, for example, there is some problem with your vessels, there is some problem with your fovea, or there is some problem with your optic disc. Please go to the doctor to maybe do a more thorough check, because the pictures that we take into our system for making decisions are just a very early stage of screening for eye diseases. The more accurate, more complex diagnosis can be made by a ophthalmologist, who then has access to more complex machines. We are at the very beginning of the process, but the later process is always done by the ophthalmologist and by the specialist.
Okay, so how do you think, how many time have to go to that your startup, your idea will be available for people in hospital or in doctor's office? Do you think about it? So how long have you takes to improve this and just launch to the market?
Okay, our purpose is to finish a basic application before the end of this year. We are funded by, in a majority, we are funded by European Union and Polish, and through European Union, there's a Polish agency for innovation development called Polska Agencja Rozwoju Przedsiębiorczości, which is the main source of money for our startup over the last 15 months. And one of the milestones that we are aiming to achieve by the end of this year is to have a system which is available for anyone, because we are not trying to divide the users into people who have money, who don't have money, into institutions. We try to make it available for everybody. So we are aiming to make it available for everybody, even if in October, for the early stages of selected people testing. We will provide access to the system to selected partners that we cooperated over the last 15 months. And after the early testing, we are aiming to start maybe selling some initial subscriptions to our system by the end of this year. And hopefully, if everything goes well, if we get good reception for our system, we will be trying to sign contracts with customers from first probably Poland, and then once we have some good reception in Poland, we will try to go to European Union market and maybe the whole world.
Okay, so I cross my finger to everything goes well, because it's a really interesting project, which I think may help many people to diagnose earlier than just diagnose earlier. So what are the other advantages of your solution? What is...
Okay, that's a very good question. The problem that currently people are facing when they go to doctors with their eyesight is that there is a very limited availability for, with those doctors, especially in the rural areas. In big cities such as Katowice or Warszawa, it's fairly easy to find a doctor to go to and to maybe tries treatment very early. But if we have rural places where there isn't too many doctors, availability of such system could maybe prevent overflow of patients to the doctors where they don't have many problems, and maybe to relieve the doctors to allow doctors to have more time for patients who have severe problems, who have actual huge problems with their eyesight, because as I said, the availability of specialists is limited, and also their time is very limited. So for example, if someone could go to a optical salon, and assuming that the optical salon has access to fundus camera or maybe some other device which takes a picture of the back of the eye, they could send this picture to our system. The system could say, for example, with a high confidence, we can say that your eyesight is okay, or with a high confidence, we can say that there is a problem. And if there is a problem, it's a good idea to see a doctor. Again, we are not trying to replace doctors. We are trying to help them by actually automating some very, I suppose, time-consuming tasks, which can be done by a machine. But at the same time, we are very kind of aware of the fact that there can be quite a lot of bad feelings about machines replacing doctors. That's not what we are doing. We are helping. We are trying to be like a co-pilot, which helps the doctor to maybe speed up or maybe relieve some of the work that they do by allowing them spending more time with the patient. So that's the main goal.
Okay, so you mentioned before that you want to do this because in the rural area are problem with the doctors, and if the modern city, if the population aging, civilization disease, obesity, if that all influence the more of the eye disease, or the change of the modern world doesn't affect eye and their problem.
Yes, it's a very tough problem for the society in general. Our society is aging. The society in the whole world is aging. It's not only Poland or Europe. It's a matter even for countries such as China, that the percentage of population who is older on average is growing as time progresses. So fewer children are being born and more we are living longer lives. On top of that, quite a lot of population doesn't have access to proper nutrition, to proper food, and people sometimes tend to use too much alcohol, too much cigarettes, and other kind of things which can affect their health. Additional problems which are also problematic for the society is the obesity factor. But obesity factor can lead to a higher hypertension in vessels, and hypertension in vessels can lead to retinopathy, to problems with diabetes. So, for example, more people with diabetes, people who are aging, who are living longer lives, they will be affected by, on average, 25% of the society is somehow in danger of having problems with their eyesight because of the diseases that are hereditary, or they come through the style of lifestyle, or maybe choice of nutrition, or maybe even the pollution that is in the environment.
Okay, so I see. So the all changes of the world like influence us and our eye. And I have a question connected more with your startup and more with your idea. What was your motivation to create a startup like this? Do you have any like history behind that, or do you have, I don't know, problem with eye in your family and you feel inspired by that? So what was your motivation?
It's a good question. For many years, I lived in UK, in Cambridge, and I had a very good opportunity to work with many interesting people who set up their own companies, who set up startups, which then became well-known, companies. So this culture of innovation was somehow given to me by talking to those people whom I worked with, whom I am friends with, and that was my initial kind of exposure to a startup scene. Also, there was a short period of a different startup in my career in the last 15 years, where there was a program for recognition of speech that I was involved with. This program was called Scribot. And even up to date, it's one of the very few programs available as open source on the internet, which is able to provide open source models for Polish speech and for English speech for automated speech recognition. So that was my initial exposure. But additionally, when I was working on those startup Scribot, I was looking with a friend of mine for a funding, and we had some proposal for funding from angels, from business angels, but the conditions of this funding were too tough for us to swallow. There were so many conditions, and also one of the main conditions was that we had to give up some percentage of shares in our company. That was, I think, too painful for us to accept. And along came Rafał with his experience in European funds, and he convinced me that it's possible to get a very high investment in the idea of a startup from the European Union by the assuming that we would be putting some percentage in the value of the company ourselves. And thanks to Rafał's experience working many years with customers who had funding provided by European Union, I was certain that with his experience and his and with his, I would say, ability to apply for those funds, which is really difficult, by the way, we will stand a higher chance of actually succeeding. I was quite skeptical initially that we will succeed, but Rafał was always kind of optimistic on this topic, and he always pushed to work on this more and more. His dedication and perseverance, I would say, meant that I thought, okay, let's do this. There is nothing for us to lose. The only thing we can lose is time, but the good thing that we can gain is money from European Union. Additionally, the good thing about the money from European Union is that the European Union doesn't ask for stake in your company. So basically, you get money for your company with very little kind of additional points with that, apart of the fact that you have to deliver. That I think it's the best deal you can get on the market at the moment. You don't have to give any shares, and you get money for free. One would say. So that's really good stuff. So I think that's how it turned out to be a startup funded by European Union.
Okay, so you have the idea, your friend Rafał has the other idea and improvement and how to came up with your idea into the life. So I have the question to both of you because it's not usual to have two guests in our podcast at the same time who works in one startup. So how do you feel working together? So how you share your duties? How do you feel working with each other? Because you didn't know before the startup. Is that right?
So yeah, that is correct. Yes. So maybe Rafał, you
meet. Yes. So please share your opinion about how it's worked together, how the tasks are sharing, so how it all looks in your startup.
I think Lesław is good worker, and he have a huge experience in this idea. When I met Lesław and he presented me idea, his idea, I think is good idea. Yes, I told him it was a great idea. Let's do it. I know how to obtain funding. Lesław talking about it, and then joined us Alexandra Urban. Now we are three, yes, three co-founder, and I think connection is good. I think I don't know what thinking Lesław about it.
Okay, so if I may, so basically Rafał is acting as a chief operating officer, and I work as a chief executive officer. We also have a friend of ours, Alexandra, who works as a chief financial officer, and we share those duties between ourselves. So I am responsible for the technical part, so basically all the software development. Rafał is responsible for marketing, for cooperation with Polish agency for startup development, which takes a lot of time of his work, and also Alexandra is responsible for making sure that all the money is properly expenditured and it's all properly accounted for. So she's basically our chief accountant. So each of us has experience in different areas, and we try to share this experience between ourselves by always making sure that we follow each other agreement. So, for example, we don't spend money on something where we didn't agree for it together. We actually work on things that we agreed upon together as well. So there's this good cooperation of different people's skills. It's all summed up together means that we as a team can succeed. And I think I don't have to worry too much about paperwork. I don't have to worry too much about making money transfers between bank account. I can focus on my technical duties. And at the same time, Rafał and Alexandra don't have to worry about actually coding all those complex artificial intelligence models. They can trust me with doing this and implementing this and delivering it. So I think also trust is important. I think we trust each other, and with the fact that we trust each other, it means that even if things don't go always as planned, we know that in the end we will succeed. Sometimes things take a little bit longer, but overall, I think there is a good connection of trust between us. And I think we are also quite easygoing people overall. Rafał is quite easygoing. Alexandra and we try to respect ourselves during conversations and remember that the ultimate goal is to deliver the system, and it's not about our egos, it's about the cooperation.
So that's good. It's not often meet in the startup that the sharing of tasks for 3 other people. Very often is one CEO who do all the job, and it's I think it's easier that way, like you do, because you have the less responsibility of different tasks and you focus on your best skills and what you can do the best. Okay, so I saw on your website that you praise, in the positive sense of that word, that you receive funding from the Polish Agency of Enterprise Development. It was something around 1 million Polish zloty. So how did that money help you grow your startup?
It's a very good question. The money which we applied for helps us in many aspects. First of all, it helps us with hiring people. So hiring people and paying them money is always the most expensive thing in a company. It also helps us to hire external contractors where we, for example, have some task to do. We need to set up a competition on a public website where people will apply for it, and then once we find winners, we can commission this work to external parties. It also helps us with the fact that we are recognized better. For example, in the past, when I had this previous startup, it was almost impossible to talk to people because they would say, oh, okay, it's just another startup, doesn't matter. But now that we have this huge partner of Polish Agency for Enterprise Development, it opens many doors for us. We talk with huge companies such as Amazon, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and they are eager to help us. They are eager to cooperate with us. They are eager to talk to us, to provide us with expertise and access to their systems. So it was a huge plus for us that we are treated seriously by other people. We are treated as professionals, not just a bunch of amateurs who want to do something and maybe they will succeed and maybe they won't. The fact that the Polish Agency for Enterprise Development agreed and chose our startup from many other startups, we were lucky enough to be a part of a very limited amount of companies which received such funding. it put us on a kind of higher level where we would probably struggle to go to if we were not founded or recognized by such a huge enterprise such as Polish agency, which is a representative of the European Union. So that is a huge help for us.
So how the collaboration with that agency work? You take part in some competition and you've been chosen, or how that it's work that you collaborate with Polish agency?
Polish Agency for Enterprise Development has quite a few branches across Poland in different areas of Poland. They divide their funding that is given to them by European Union into those different areas of Poland. And those different areas, they are mostly few voivodeships. So for example, southern, eastern Poland or southern Poland or northern Poland, those smaller agencies for regional development, they organize programs which are called incubation programs. Those incubation programs, they gather people who would like to apply for funding, and they provide them with expertise of their partners to write a business plan. And we participated in one of those incubation programs, and Rafał found one of those incubation programs, and the idea was that we would be given a professional help in writing a professional business plan. It took us about 6 months between, I think it was October 2021 and I think February 2022, when we cooperated with Rzeszowska Agencja Rozwoju Regionalnego, which is now located in Jasionka. So this local agency helped us to write this program. And once after we finished, we graduated from this incubation program, we had a proper business plan and proper application filled in by the professionals from this agency, and that gave us the higher chance of actually succeeding in participating in the whole country competition. So we first went to a smaller part of Poland where we gathered experience and expertise from external agency. This external agency helped us to write a business plan, and once we had this business plan and application ready, we participated in the whole country program, and we were lucky enough to be chosen among a few companies which were provided this funding.
Okay, and after the whole experience with Polish Agency of Enterprise Development, would you recommend taking part in the incubator process or just taking part in Polish Agency and the program to other startups?
Definitely, we would recommend that, but it comes with a lot of things that people have to consider. First of all, they need to understand very specific conditions which are associated with those programs. Those specific conditions are sometimes not fully appreciated by the applicants. Those conditions are specific about how money can be spent, how money can be planned, how the business plan is written. It cannot be just a typical business plan. This business plan has to consider many factors, and those factors have to be taken into account. Also, there's a lot of paperwork involved in this process. So this paperwork means that you have to make sure that you keep record of almost any simplest thing that you do in your company. This is for the fact that the European Union is funding this project, and European Union is making sure that the money that it is providing to the companies are properly spent, that they are not misspent, and they are not badly spent on money on projects which they didn't agree. So one has to know that once such money is provided, one has to be very, I would say, professional about how they approach the work. They need to make sure that they have enough money in their bank account to fund the business in times when there is probably shortage of money sometimes. So it's very important that people know that there can be some times that the money is a problem, but it's a short period of time when people need to know that they need to pay money to the Polish agencies such as ZUS or for example Urząd Skarbowy. So one needs to know that those money have to be spent, and they have to be always in the bank account. So cooperation with this agency means that you have to have a dedicated person to talk to them. So you need to have persons such as Rafał, who is an expert in making sure that all the paperwork, all the documents are properly signed, they are properly reviewed and accepted. So a lot of paperwork, but at the same time, the plus is that you get money without having to actually give any shares in your company. That's the only deal on the market, one would say, that is available for startups, especially if you don't have any money yourself. This is an excellent innovation and incubation program for people who don't have backing of their own money, in their bank account or big business partners. So this is really good. And I think I would recommend this together with Rafał to other people, but one needs to know it involves a lot of paperwork. There's some stress involved in this. So one needs to be quite resilient to stress from time to time. But I think the good outcome is that you also need to be sure that when you write such a program, you have to be very realistic on what you commission yourself to do. Don't try to do too many things and say that you're going to do 100 things. Make sure that you do 10 things and you do them right, instead of do 100 things and you do them wrong. So make sure that you are realistic about your obligations. Obligations are very important because once you write them in a paper, it's in a paper and you have to deliver them as it's written on a paper. So that's a cautious state for everybody. Make sure that you aim high, but you aim realistically. Don't try to overstretch yourself.
That's great. And you said before that thanks to money from Polish agency, you have the chance to hire workers in your startup. So how many people work in your company today?
Currently, we have 4 people on payroll. I am on a payroll. Rafał is on a payroll. Alexandra is a contractor at the moment for us. We have one software engineer working for us, and we also have one marketing specialist working for us. So there's 4 people on a permanent employment until the end of the year.
Okay, so what is management style for your startup with that a few workers?
Okay, the management style is that we have meetings once a week, and in those meetings we discuss what we did in the last week, what are our plans for the next week, and we try to make sure that if there's anything urgent that can come along, we call each other through phone, or we make meetings on the spot, as one would say. For example, there can be some paperwork that needs to be signed, and I need to sign it and send it to Rafał quickly, or we need to spend money from the business account into the payroll, and we need to make sure that it's done on time. So we try to watch each other's hands very carefully, but at the same time, not with the pressure, but with idea in mind that there are special regulations that as a company hires people, we need to also properly follow those regulations. So that is a little bit stressing because there's quite a few regulations that I was not aware of and Rafał was not aware of when we started the company, but we very quickly learned them and followed the regulations and made sure that everything is correctly followed, all the proper regulations from the employment law point of view.
Okay, so what was the biggest challenge for you in running startup?
It's a very good question. I think there's many challenges, but currently paperwork is a major challenge for us. Lots of paperwork, really. It takes a lot of time. We don't want to complain, but that's the fact, basically. One has to know that paperwork it takes a lot of time. Luckily, Rafał is focusing on that. I don't have to worry about this too much. But the other challenge is that in our startup specifically, we are shortly running out of computing power for calculating artificial intelligence models. And we are searching on the internet for different providers of such computing power. And we finally succeeded in finding some good providers of computing power, but that's quite something very expensive. And in the short term, we are able to do that, but the longer term, we need to think how we will spend our money in the future, because using cloud and all those cloud resources from different providers such as Amazon, Microsoft, or Google, or many others are fairly cheap at the beginning, but as you scale up, as you get more customers, this is becoming really expensive. So we need to make sure that we start sales very soon and we start earning money, enough money for us to continue in the longer term than the short term.
Okay, so the challenges are very tough and they are really big. And I think that this is my last question to you. And this question is always asked in our podcast. So do you have any advice for people who listen to us and would like to start their own business? What is your advice for them?
I think the advice would be to make sure that you find good people to work with. So you need to make sure that you find people that you trust, that you respect. You need to find professionals. Also, you need to understand that it's a long-term commitment. It's something that you cannot just start, work on something for a few months and then just abandon it. This is a long-term game. So you need to devote yourself for a few years on a specific topic. You need to make sure that you find enough time, that you have a proper expertise in the area that you are working with. I think the most important factor for us is that we have fun when we do that. Even though it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of stress, I think the overall outcome is that we are working on something that we enjoy working on. So make sure that you enjoy working on it, because if you don't enjoy working on it, it will be a waste of your time and others' time. So I think also the benefit, especially in our program, is that we have this understanding of how much we can do positively in the world if we succeed. And I think this gives us inspiration. So inspiration, positive thinking, patience, and just have a good fun, I think, overall. Have a good fun working on it. And I think that is the clue. Enjoy it.
Thank you. That is a great advice. So thank you guys for being here. It was Lesław Pawlaczyk, CEO, and Rafał Kaniewski, CEO of Recogify startup. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And this is time for anything if you like to add. It's at the end of the conversation. So if you want to say something to our listeners, it's your time.
We would definitely want to again say thank you for inviting and for reaching to us to allow us to be a guest in your podcast, and we greatly appreciate this opportunity, and we wish you all the best.